Peace everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Hope this message finds you in the best of health. Okay, so I'm back today. All right, and just want to touch on some of the key points that I spoke about in my last video, where the subject was based on orgasm retention and self-control, self-mastery. All right. The reason why I'm doing these videos is basically because of my experience. Okay, I have experience that I love to share. This is information that I pass down to my children. I raise my children off of this. It's food. It's food for the brain, food for the spirit, food for the soul, which in turn is also food for the body. Okay. I myself, I'm aware of my destiny. Okay, I'm not aware of the challenges. Okay, but part of my destiny involves learning from my experiences and passing the information on. Okay, so everything that I share with you is not something that I read from a book. It's coming directly from my experience. You see, I have some gray hairs here. So I may be a little older than a lot of you who are watching. Okay, so hopefully you can take the information that I have and you can share it, or you can use it to make your life better. All right, so I'm on a path of self-mastery. All right, one thing I said in my last video, and it was like one of the first things that I said actually, and that was, I do not abstain. Okay, or I said something to the fact that I don't practice abstinence, something like that. I have to go back and look at it. But what I should have said is that I am a practitioner of abstinence. Okay, it is my lifestyle. It is my way of life. It is my magic. This is how I manifest. All right. With this practice, I endure a lot of strength. I endure self-control, and I develop self-control, and I also develop self-discipline on my path. All right. Basically, what it helps me to do is it helps me maintain control over my situation. It helps me to resolve a lot of conflicts, and it allows me to live a peaceful life, as well as to enjoy both worlds, the dark and the light. Okay. So my path is all about giving up things in order to receive something else. It's all about closing one door in order to open another door. Okay, so basically, if there's anything that I want to manifest in my life, I'll look at my life, and if there's anything that's not serving me, but I'm holding on to it for comfort, I'll give it up. So that way I can manifest whatever it is that I want to see manifest in my life. I'm not just talking about people, all right? I'm not just talking about physical or material things, but I'm also talking about a mindset, a way of thinking, behavioral patterns. These are things that I give up willingly, okay? So that way it won't be imposed upon me. And I realize by giving these things up, it also allows me to hold on to a lot of other things in my life, to include people that I care about, okay? It requires a lot of strength, and it requires a lot of endurance, and I have come against big men, all right, as far as like in teacher-student situations where they'll come to me for teaching or what have you, and I come to realize that even these big, strong men that we see, they can't even, they can't do it. You know what I'm saying? They can't do it because it's hard for them to have to give up certain things. But if you want to live a certain quality of life or a particular lifestyle, all right, you have to be willing, not forced. You have to be willing When you come to the crossroads, you have to be willing to give up these things. Okay, you have to be willing to use mind over matter. All right, that is my lifestyle. All right. As far as magic is concerned, I don't use any tools. Okay, because with self mastery, all right, you develop the mind to a certain way. But not only do you develop the mind, but you also develop psychic abilities. You enhance them, okay? They become strong. And not even psychic abilities, what I like to call it is spiritual power, opposed to psychic powers, spiritual powers. Okay, because with spiritual powers, you're able to move mountains, just move shit directly out of the way in order to make things happen or in order to attract things to you. Okay, when I mention when clients do or prospective clients do come to me and I start to work with them, you know, at some point they will eventually fall off because they're like, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up this. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about fasting. It's all about fasting and not giving up something forever, but for a period of time. You understand? Like sometimes, as you can see, I'm a ganja smoker. I love to smoke ganja. That's my pleasure because I don't really do anything else. So I love to smoke ganja. And I do it alone. It's like a holy sacrament for me. You know, I smoke alone, and when I smoke, I go into a meditation and I pull my cards out and I may read my cards or I may do something spiritual. So I don't just smoke it for pleasure. I don't get pleasure out of that. My pleasure is smoking and meditating, okay? So that way I can grow and learn from within. All right, but as much as I love smoking ganja, sometimes I'll just stop. I'll just give it up willingly. You understand? And the things that happen during that time are like amazing. You understand? The doors that open, you know, the locks that become unlocked, you know, the places that the mind travels to and the things that it accesses and brings back. You know, there are some wonderful things that happen during that time that I'm not smoking. You understand? The same thing with meat. I'm not a heavy meat I'm not a heavy meat eater, but I do eat meat. All right. But from time to time, I won't eat meat. I'll just give it up with a goal in mind or with a purpose in mind, a manifestation in mind. You know, and the greater the goal is, all right, the greater the challenge becomes for me to give up these things. You understand? So from time to time, I will abstain from sex. The last video, I've had some questions about that, about the orgasm retention. And one of the questions was if my partner knew. Of course my partner knows because we both practice it. All right. And you may, and some of you may say that what fun is having sex if you can't come? You understand? It depends on what's important to you. You understand? Because first of all, sex and the pleasure that comes from sex is so temporary. Okay? I'd rather have something that lasts opposed to something that's temporary. Okay? And it's also about channeling that energy. All right? It's like you don't suppress it, but you learn how to channel it towards a goal. You understand? Okay? And sometimes, and you'll say, and within a relationship like that, where you're both on the same page, I can tell you one thing: it's a lot more exciting than you think it would, because it becomes like a competition. Everything is competitive at that point because he's racing to try to make me give up energy, and I'm racing to try to get him to give up energy. So imagine the excitement with that. You understand? So there's a lot of excitement that goes on with that. And you would think at my age that, you know, sex is not exciting, but you know, when you reach a certain age, you find ways to make it very exciting and very intense. Okay, so if you're not familiar with how to channel energy, I definitely would recommend that you do some research. Channeling energy is basically like focusing energy. You're focusing your passion. Okay, because when it comes to sex, we're dealing with passion. So when you're channeling energy, you're channeling your passion towards a goal, something that you want to see manifest. All right. If you're trying to buy a house, then you need to make room in your life so that way that house can come to you. You understand? Everything that you need can come to you. The right contacts, the right people, the house is in the right location, it's at the right price. You understand? It's the right season to buy the house. Everything is just falling to place perfectly and effortlessly. You understand? So that's basically my lifestyle. That's how I live my life. I don't really do any magic. I do a lot of burning, and I mean, as far as like herbs and things of that nature, but and other than reading tarot, I don't do any magic. I utilize myself. I utilize my own self as a vessel, as a tool of manifestation. Trying to make sure I got everything else covered. All right. But like I said, most of my clients are very few, but they are long-term clients. I have been working with them for years. And the reason why it's very few, that is because a lot of people, as I stated, they're not strong enough. They're not strong enough. All right. And the thing is with me, the clients that I take on, I don't charge them anything because if I see that they're serious and it's something that they really want, you understand, then I'm going to put forth effort to give them what they want. And in the process, we are both learning. So we're both receiving. You understand? Because I learn from all of my clients. They think they're learning from me, but I am also learning from them. You understand? One thing I'm learning is I'm learning how to work with people. And I'm learning that different people have... I'm learning that you can't work with everyone the same way. You can't speak with everyone the same way. You have to learn how to work with different people. Oftentimes I may come across people who seem like they have a learning disability, and it's not really that. It's just that I have to learn how to teach these people and get them to understand certain things. And you have to be very strong. You understand? If my clients come to me, you can't come to me on no complaining shit and pointing your finger at everybody else, because this is about you. This is about self-mastery. You mastering yourself. You understand? So you have to let that go. I don't babysit emotions. I'm not doing that. You're not making me a slave to emotions. Your emotions or your problem is your problem. You understand? So, that's basically how I roll and how I live my life, And I think I just about covered everything in this video. It wasn't meant to be a very long video, and I'm glad I had enough time to get what I had to get out, okay? Of course, if there's any more to this, I will do an updated video. And I will add to this video just like I added to the other one. If you have any questions, by all means, you can leave your message down in the comment section and I will respond to you. Okay? And that's it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Peace. The Black Moon.